And there we have Chico the forage chicken out making sure the dry leaves are tick free. He's doing a fine job. And out at the forge this morning, I have another little project I'm gonna try just for the fun of it. I do believe that this is an edger blade that's used to trim around like concrete walkways and things like that. I found it somewhere a couple weeks ago. I imagine it's pretty good steel. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's just see what kind of strange little blade we can make out of this. Okay, so getting started with this project, I've taken the edger blade and just cut out a couple notches. I'm gonna try forging this side out for the handle, forge this side out for the blade, and we're gonna leave that center hole as like a finger ring. Let's see how this goes. First thing we're gonna do is take this little blade and work on drawing out the handle on the power hammer. This edger blade is so thin that it almost immediately wants to roll. So this is going to be a slow process. Just got to take my time and keep working. Keep it fairly hot. Here we go again, second heat. Now you really can't see it on the video, but it's actually already starting to narrow down and draw out. Oh yeah, that's working just fine, just taking time. It's gonna be slow going, but it'll get there. And again, I'm gonna draw out both ends and draw the handle on the end I'm working on now, and we'll draw the blade on the other. But unfortunately, my phone shut down because of high heat. So we really didn't get much of any of that forging, except for this last little bit as I'm dressing the handle. But you can look at my other videos and kind of figure out what I did. Don't run away quite yet. Got some good advice coming up. And here we are in the house. Sorry about the way that video came out. I did learn a few things. For one thing, I learned that my phone will shut down on high heat, even with a fan blowing on it. And because of the way I constantly have to tend things in the fire and watch what's going on, I didn't know. So anyway, at least we got a little bit of forging done on that video. I apologize that I didn't get to show the ending of it. But I do have the finished blade. Now this is after 3 normalization cycles, after the hardening, after a couple of nice long soaks in the temper oven. So you got to see a little bit of the forging, and as I said, here's the finished blade. It's not going to look bad. It's definitely going to be unique. What I didn't get to show on the video was not just the forging, though. That's not all we missed. Also, anytime you're using steel that you're not sure of, you need to test it. Now, the first thing to do to test an unknown steel is hit it on a grinder. A high carbon steel is going to make long feathery sparks. Sparks that shoot out and branch off, that make little sparklers like fireworks. Mild steel usually makes long, straight, sort of a duller red spark. High carbon makes bright sparks that splinter off in little starbursts. The second thing, and what I didn't video doing on this, maybe I'll do one in the future, is before I finished this out to the final shape. I trimmed off a bit here on the edge. I went on ahead and normalized it. I hardened it, and then I broke it. And the reason I did that was to check to see what the grain structure is going to be like, because anytime that you're dealing with an unknown steel, you don't know what kind of heat treat you're going to need to do. And by breaking a piece of unknown steel like that, you can look at the grain structure, see if you've got a nice fine grain, which is what you want. You want a uniform gray color in your grain structure. You don't actually want the grains in the steel to grow big enough to where they actually look like grains. It should look like porcelain, like broken porcelain on the inside, as opposed to looking like you glued grains of sand to the end of a piece of steel. The smaller grain structure is going to give you a better blade. It's going to give you a finer blade. It'll take a better edge. It'll be more durable, less prone to cracking in the future. That's what you need to do anytime you're using unknown steel. Anyway, once again, I apologize for the sloppiness of this video. Strictly my fault. I know I've been doing this for a while, but I'm still learning. This is my first summer doing this, and apparently the heat gets to my camera even with a fan blowing on it. So I guess I'll have to start doing my videos first thing in the morning instead of waiting until I've already done other work and then doing this as an afterthought. But if you liked the video, if I've given you some good information, if you enjoyed the content, be sure and leave us a like. Be sure and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you can get notification when future content's uploaded. Give us an idea for what you want to see in the future. I always love to hear from you. I always love comments. And until then, God bless you all and have a great evening.